start lying down. If you have a couple of blocks, now that I already told you to lie down, but if you have a couple of blocks, have those handy. All right. And as you come to lie down, just get comfortable. Soften your shoulder blades down away from your neck. Let the backs of your shoulders just relax back towards the floor. And then whether your knees are bent up or out or your legs are out straight, just let your legs be heavy, soft, relaxed. Allow the belly to soften. You feel the heaviness of the body on the floor. Ultimately, right on the earth. Start to just tune in to the sensations in the physical body. As you relax, right? Look for excess tension. And then we'll take a few deep breaths and we can use the breath to help us release some of that, help us to soften. So take an inhale through your nose. Allowing the ribs to fill, the belly to fill, big breath, holding it, hold it, relax your shoulders. Open your mouth to exhale. Sigh the breath out of the mouth. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale through the nose, filling the belly, filling the ribs, breathing right up under the collarbones, full breath, holding the breath, feeling the inhale. Notice where the mind goes, right? Just hear the stories. And let it go with the sigh, exhale. And use that breath to help relax the body. And do that 1 more time. In through the nose. Pouring the breath in, filling the belly, the ribs, up to the collarbones, pausing at the base of the throat, filled with breath. Soften. Can you inhale any more? Sip it in. I know it's long, hold it just a little bit more. And then let it go, exhale. Releasing the breath out through the mouth. Now let's start to breathe in and out through the nose. Inhaling, steady breath. In through the nose. And exhaling out through the nose. It's really better for your body to breathe in and out through your nose. But it's also our Ujjayi breath. So one of many different kinds of pranayams, but the one that we use with the practice, the one most conducive to the practice. Steady inhale. Steady exhale. Let's see if you can get the attention to just rest gently on the breath. Hearing the sound, feeling the sensation. And everything else starts to fall away. Just drawn into the breath. Allow the face to be soft. Minimize the effort. Relax your shoulders. Consider making the breath a little longer. Slowing it down. Maybe breathing a little more deeply. quieting of the mind is really what yoga is. It's a peaceful place. When the mind gets quiet, we can really hear the message of the heart, the wisdom of the heart. The mind is filled with words and stories, but the heart always knows. Like a wordless knowing. So we'll see if we can just keep this nice, calm, steady breath, calm, steady mind into our asana practice, right? And so the asana challenges these things. Right? It challenges both of those things. So that'll be our practice, right? When we're challenged, can we keep breathing steadily? Can we keep the mind calm and steady? Can we take these skills right out into the world? All right. So gently wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Start to wake the body up, circle the wrists, the ankles. Maybe take a stretch, reach the arms overhead, stretch the legs out nice and long. Feel your parts. Take a little lean side to side. All right. And then let the arms circle out wide and just hug your knees into your chest. Give them an easy squeeze. Rock a little bit side to side. And coming into your twist, dropping the knees over to the left, reaching out through the right arm, softening here. Again, steady breath. Maybe still, right? Still, steady Ujjayi breath. Turn your head to the right as much as that feels good in your neck. And back to center. Bring the knees to the middle. Take an inhale. And exhale the legs over to the right side. Enjoy the stretch. Let the shoulder just melt down towards the floor. By turning the head now to the left as much as you want. Notice how your two sides are different from each other. And then bring it back to center, come to the middle. Okay, let's take a moment here. Let's do a little bit of waking up of the abdominals. So we're going to bring the feet down onto the floor. And let's bring the right hand behind your head. I'm like, which hand is this? And then we're going to come across. So bring your left hand to your right knee. Kind of press your hand into your knee and your knee into your hand. And then lift your head off the floor so we get a little bit more abs. But you could use your hand behind your head to support. And just push your hand into your knee. And push your knee into your hand. And just feel your abs turn on. And enjoy that squeezing into the midline. Okay, we're switching sides. So try and keep your head up. Just bring your foot to the floor. Bring that hand behind your head. And then right hand, left knee. Or whatever side you weren't just doing, it doesn't really matter, but just do the opposite, squeeze. Right, really pull your knee in and push your hand. Try and lift your head a little higher. Feel your shoulder blades off the floor. Take one more breath. And then bring it down. Take a moment to soften. All right, so let's do both sides together. We'll just do same side, same side. Right, so knees into the hands, lift your head, and just pull your knees in. Press your hands into your knees. Notice if your low back wants to bow off the floor, push your low back down. Try and curl your tailbone off the floor. Get that action happening, right? Rounding the lower back. Try to. Take another breath and bring it down. That'll warm you up, soften your abs, maybe drop the knees easy side to side. Oh my goodness. Okay, one more thing while we're here. Grab your block. And we're just going to place it between the feet. Oh, it's a nice little stretch. If you want to take a quick hamstring stretch, stretch that out. Don't try not to drop your block on your face, especially if you have a cork block. Those things are heavy. All right, squeeze it between your ankles, between your feet, right? And then let's bring the heels over the hips. Press your back ribs into the floor. So again, we're trying to actually have the low back also down into the floor. And then just maybe like a quarter of the way, lower your heels towards the floor. Press the back ribs, right? Pull the belly button down. And then maybe a little bit lower. Belly button to the spine, right? Just like there's a string behind your belly button and it's attached to the floor, and then someone's under there and they're pulling it down. Keep that happening. Maybe your feet can get a little lower. Squeeze the block. Give it a good squeeze. 3, 2, oh my gosh, get as close to the floor as you can, and then lift your legs up. Oh, release your block and take a quick break. Soften. You can drop the knees side to side, maybe Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together, and just allow the inner thighs to relax and stretch a bit. Okay, that's good. All right, let's come on up to hands and knees, and we'll stretch it out a little bit. Oh my goodness. All right. So come on over. And we did this the other day, but we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again last week sometime. A little bit wider, right? Bigger gap between your hands and your knees. And just come forward. Let the hips melt down. Oh, stretch the front of the body. You can circle the shoulders back and down. And just do a kind of an easy cobra pose, right? As big of a stretch as you like. And then press it back. So you'll be like 3/4 of the way into child's pose. Tip the tailbone under. Stretch back. Relax your head down. And when you're ready, come forward again. And you can round the spine to come forward. Like really work the cat pose. And then let the hips melt down. Bend the elbows. Right, if you want, you can circle the shoulders. Do a little lean side to side. All right, stretch your abs. When your arms get tired, head back. And again, that little tip of the pelvis, so the tailbone's kind of tucking under a bit. So we get a nice rounding through the low back. And let's do that one more time. Coming forward. And again, feel free to let the shoulders come up by your ears, circle around. Lean a little bit, stretch the belly. All right, so let's take this one all the way back to child's pose. So you may need to move your hands back or your knees forward, but sit all the way back. All right, just have a moment, relax, soften. Okay. Let's do downward facing dog. Come on up, hands come forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Come on in and pedal your heels, and shake out your head, and do whatever wiggly waggly feel good things you want to do as you get into your go. Right, my calves feel a little tight, so I'm really sinking my heel down. You could even get the Achilles in between your big toe and your second toe and kind of press down on the back of your heel, and that actually feels pretty good, gives a little extra something. You just kind of get the Achilles between your toes. Yeah, my calves feel tight. Okay. Stretch yourself back. Start to settle in. How's that Ujjayi breath? Notice where the mind goes. There's just thoughts, thoughts are, take them for what they're worth, right? They're tools, really. tools. Just because you think something doesn't make it true, it doesn't make it useful. Sometimes it is though, right? Some jobs need a hammer or whatever, right? But not every job. So sometimes our thoughts are useful tools and sometimes they're not. I'm trying to build that discernment. What's useful, what's not useful. So while you're here, notice what comes up. What's useful to you being here, what's not useful to you being here. What can you let go? Probably most of it. Press back, inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk forward, float forward, bring your feet to your hands. Take an extra breath in the forward fold. Just let your head hang down. Your arms can dangle. You can grab opposite elbows if you like. If you do that, just switch the forearm that's on top. Put the other one. All right. We're going to roll it up, so releasing elbows, soft bend the knees, pulling up through the hip bones. Send your tailbone down towards the floor, and just slowly lengthening through the tailbone, pulling the hip bones up. We'll roll it up. All the way up. Stacking the head. Circle the shoulders. Right, just nice big circles. The biggest circles you can possibly make. And then go the other way. So the shoulder blades will squeeze together, move up, and then widen. Right, go down. It's really your shoulder blades moving around on your back. That's right, moving your shoulders. All right. Relax. All right, so let's stand in Tadasana. You can have your feet together if you like. Relax the shoulders down. Soft gaze. So if your eyes are open, you're just kind of pick a gazing point and just like, it doesn't matter what it is because you're not trying to see it in. Just land in the gaze. Soft focus the eyes. Lengthen the tailbone down. Come into the breath. Smooth it out. Turn the palms out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold in. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale, folding back down. Inhale, coming all the way up, back up, sweep the arms. Exhale through the middle. Let's do one more, Ardha Surya Namaskar. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge and fold. So you're kind of leaning in as you fold. Inhale, heart goes forward. Exhale, folding back down. Heart forward and up. Lift the heart, reach up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Let's keep going. Hands down, palms out. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, zipper that belly. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down. Take a big step with the right foot and just take a moment to feel the stretch. Appreciate that. And then step your leg. And now you're in plank pose. First plank of the day. So, well, maybe. I don't know what you were doing before we got here, but I assume it's your first plank of the day. Shoulders over the wrists. Tailbone lengthening. That's a common theme that you'll find in a lot of your asanas. Right, the low belly lifting, the tailbone lengthening to the heels. Take one more breath here. I'm going to back up just a little bit on my mat. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, slow motion lower. Hug those elbows in. Come all the way down to the floor. Soften here. Little wiggle waggle of the hips. Reach your hands back. Tailbone curling under to lengthen the low back. Lift your head, your chest. Reach the fingertips back. Right, scoop the heart forward with your shoulder blades and come down. So we're going to do that again, keeping the feet on the floor, at least for now. Press the pubic bone down. Coil the spine in. Lift, start at the top, and then peel yourself up off the floor. Right, still trying to press the pubic bone down. Trying to keep the low back relatively long. Use the bottom tips of your shoulder blades To scoop the chest forward, take one more inhale, press the feet, and exhale. Woo, take a breath. Soften. Okay, let's do the legs. I like to cushion my forehead with my hands so I can keep a relatively neutral spine but still have room to breathe. So, forehead down, tailbone under. We're going to do the right leg. So pressing the right hip bone, try and keep that down towards the floor. Lift the right thigh up off the floor. Press the pubic bone down even so. And then lower the leg and switch sides. Get neutral. Pubic bone to the mat. Try and keep the left hip bone on the floor, right? So you're not peeling open, you're not lifting the hip up, but we're just extending the front of the hip. Press the pubic bone down. Oh, it's hard to do, right? Come on down, bring the leg down. Soften again, bring the legs a little closer together. We'll lift them both, head stays down. Tailbone under, peel the legs up. Oh, press the pubic bone into the floor. Press the thigh bones to the ceiling. And lower down. Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for, where we'll put both of these ends together. So let's reach the hands back. Let's turn the palms to face the floor. So we have some external rotation in the arms, and we can get a little bit of lift of the fronts of the shoulders away from the floor even before we lift anything else up. Right, so lift the fronts of the shoulders, press the palms down, curl the tailbone under, keep pressing the palms, lift your head, your chest, lift your legs. Maybe even creep the fingertips back a bit, press down to lift up, and then remove the hands from the floor and reach your arms overhead. Take one last breath, inhale, and come on down, exhale. Ooh. Soften. Oh, Shalabhasana. So simple, and yet, let's make our way to downward facing dog. Plant your palms, tuck your toes, take an inhale, exhale, press to plank, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Phew. All right, so how's your breath? Can we smooth it out? Can we let go of whatever the stories your mind has about what we were just doing or anything else for that matter? Stretch the backs of your legs. Right, lengthen. Press back. Get long. Squeeze the arms straight. Shift the gaze forward. As you exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk or float your feet to your hands. Lift up halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Coming all the way up. Inhale to rise. Exhale, pulling the hands through the midline, keep going. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down, feel the stretch. Left foot steps back. Oh, just take a moment, it's nice. And then right foot steps back. Into our plank pose. Tailbone long, right low belly engaged. Belly button hugging back towards the spine. Lean in, inhale. Exhale, lower for 5, 4, 3, heart goes forward, 2, 1, come all the way down. Woo. Feet flat, palms by your ribs. Hug the elbows in, mount the shoulders off your neck. Inhale, lift the chest, cobra pose. Exhale, forward and down. So let's move with the breath 2 more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Keep the tailbone curling under, even if it doesn't want to. Inhale, press the floor away, lift the chest. Exhale. One more time, come up, hold it up, inhale. Take an extra breath. Shoulders back and down, hug the elbows in, curl the tailbone under. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades to lift the heart, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog, right up and back. It's good for your arms. Okay. Maybe bring the feet a little closer together. Send your right leg up into the air. Turn the toes out. Lift the hip and the knee. Do stretchy things. Switch sides. Foot to the floor. Pick the left leg up. Toes out. Knee up, hip up. Oh, so stretchy. Sink the opposite heel. Left, right, rather heel down. All right, release it. Back to your down dog. Press back. Take an inhale. Exhale, come forward. Feet to hands. Step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands side. Take a quick breath, well, not quick. Take a breath. Inhale. And maybe sigh if you like. Exhale. All right. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling the hands down. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hinge and fold in half. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down. Continue stepping back, alternating the feet, or maybe this time you jump back. We'll meet in the plank pose. All right. Maybe this time chaturanga. Bend the elbows. Flatten your feet, straighten the arms, upward facing dog. Stay lifted if you can. Back to downward facing dog. Exhale. In and out through the nose. All right, feet a little closer together, maybe. Inhale the right leg up. Outer right hip down. Belly in, rib tips in. Inhale. Exhale. Round and squeeze. Inhale. Reach it up. Exhale, touch your right arm above your elbow. Inhale, lift the leg. One more time like that. Right arm high up the arm. Stay forward. Pull your knee up higher. Or reach the leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale, foot to the floor. Left leg lifts. Inhale. Exhale, leave your nose round. Inhale, reach the leg. Left knee, left arm above the elbow. Touch. Inhale, reach. One more time. Come forward, touch the arm. Hold. Lift the knee up higher. Try. Inhale, lift. Exhale, foot to the floor. Hold your breath. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, come forward. Feet to hands. Step, float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. You can do it. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath. Inhale. Sigh it out. Exhale. So just take a moment, right? Check in with your breath. Notice the challenge of maintaining your breath. Notice where your mind went with all of that. Okay, let's keep going. Tadasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend. Your favorite. Uttanasana. Melt the shoulders away from the neck. Right, we want the neck to feel long and the tops of the shoulders to feel like they have a little space. So externally rotating, wrapping the pinky edges of the hands in towards each other. Can you sit back into the heels and then lengthen through the sit bones? Lengthen to the back edge of your mat. Start to lift the chest up, reach up. As you reach up, can you press the upper arms back and hug the rib tips in? Take one last inhale. Fold, exhale. Empty the breath. Shake out your head, take a moment. All right, then I'll leave it to you what vinyasa you want to do. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. You can step back, you can jump back, taking a vinyasa or going straight to down dog. Jumping, maybe even jumping to chaturanga. Downward facing dog. All right, let's lift the right leg straight back and up. Inhale. Exhale, pull the knee towards your nose. Shift forward and step. Your foot between your hands, crescent pose. Come up. Lengthen the tailbone down. Right, so you bend the back knee a little bit. Lengthen the tailbone down to open up the front of the hip. Right, then you can start to get the back leg a little straighter. Reaching for the sky. Press the upper arms back, hug the ribs in. Just like we did in our chair pose. Breathe. Right, as you're here, can you get a little scissoring action in the legs? Try and pull your feet towards each other. Fire up those inner thighs. One more breath. Reach for the sky. Straighten your front leg. Turn sideways. And parallel your feet, open your arms. Are your feet wrist wide? I'm slightly, I gotta level this out a little bit. Adjust your feet as you need to. Hands to your hips. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Hands to the floor, head to the floor. Right, feel the stretch to the inner thighs. Right, keep the legs active. Pull up through the kneecaps. Pull the shins up. As your head lengthens to the floor, pull the shoulder blades up the back. Inhale, halfway lift. Hug the belly to the spine, squeeze your glutes. Hands to the hips, come the rest of the way up. We're gonna do our crescent pose facing the back of the mat, so we have the left leg forward. Turn, turn, turn. It's slightly awkward. You'll have to adjust your feet a little bit. The left foot will need to move over to the left. All right, come on in. Right, pull up through the hip bones. Lengthen the tailbone down. Maybe start to shift your gaze up. Right, so as we find that stretch in the front of the right hip, by pulling the hip bones up, can you get the leg a little straighter and deepen the stretch? Heart's lifting, press the upper arms back and hug those rib tips in. Take another breath here. Can you scissor the feet? Pull them in. Feel those inner thighs. Oh my goodness. Stay strong. Slowly straighten the front leg. We're turning sideways again. Same. All right, my feet are totally not level. All right, hands behind your back. Let's just do the opposite interlace with the other thumb on top. My feet are sliding a little bit on my mat. Okay. Inhale, lift the chest. Shoulders down, right? Heart lifting. Exhale, forward into the fold. Again, the crown of the head to the floor. This time the hands stay up and over, right? They're off the mat. So checking in with your breath. How's your breath? Notice the stories, right? The thoughts that come up, mostly probably not 100% useful, right? So just stay in the body. Work the legs, squeeze your glutes, take one more breath. Lift with the knuckles, come all the way up. Stand, release the arms. Give them a little shake, yeah. Okay, turn the front foot to face straight out top of the mat. And then pick that left heel up and just pop it back. We want the heels to be roughly lined up with each other, so make any adjustments you need to there. And we're just gonna keep stretching and strengthening our legs and do Trikonasana. So kneecaps lifting, right arms wide, reach out over the right leg. Reach, reach. Pull the right hip under, lengthen the right side. How far can you go forward? I don't know, experiment. When you're done going forward, the hand goes straight down. Don't try and get it lower. And open up. Now, think about the left side of your ribs, right? Your left flank. And see if you can drop that down a bit towards the floor to lengthen the right side. Can you hug the belly in? Right? Lengthen the crown of your head in the direction your big toe is pointing, which is hopefully straight ahead. Right, firm the glutes. Take one more breath here. Turn the gaze down. Stand up. Press into your back foot. Lift, inhale. Exhale, bend the front knee and windmill the hands down to the floor. Step your front foot back. Find your plank. Taking a vinyasa. Going straight to down dog. Taking a breath or two in the child's pose. Right, just notice how you feel. Notice your breath. Can you bring it back into your Ujjayi breath if it's not already? Notice the stories. At this point, mostly not useful, just let them go. Right? And sometimes it's interesting to notice, right? We're doing yoga right now. Let's get back into our down dog if you're not already there. Whew. All right. So we're going to do a Trikonasana on the other side. Send your left leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, rounding the spine. Use your abs. Slowly, slowly step forward. Drop the right heel. Line those heels up. Windmill up. The outer left hip goes back. Right? Firm it back and under. And then go forward. Right out over the leg. Straight out over the leg. Lengthen, lengthen. How long can you get? Okay, that's it. Hand comes down. Right, top arm reaches up. And then, right, with the glutes engaged, can I take the right side of my ribs and just drop it down and feel the corresponding length on the left side. Right, firm the legs. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Right, straight out. The same direction your big toe is pointing. Right? Could you hug the rib tips in a little more? Would it be possible to hug the outer left hip in anymore? How is your breath? Slowly turn the gaze down towards your bottom foot. Press into the back foot. Lift yourself up. Inhale. Exhale. Releasing. Hands come down, step to plank, pause. Oh, yes, step to plank and pause. So we're gonna squiggle the feet back a bit. Move them back towards the back edge of your mat. Move your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Now, depending on how tall you are, you may not be quite as close to the edges as I am, but get your hands well forward of your shoulders. Your abs, love this. Press your thighs to the ceiling. Curl the tailbone under. Magnetize the inner elbows towards each other. Start to bend your elbows and lower your forearms down onto the floor, forearm plank. Your abs. Walk your feet in dolphin. Press the chest back. Hug the elbows in. Hug the rib tips in. How's your breath? Thoughts. Tools, not truths, right? Tools, not truths. Occasionally they're true, but what does that even mean? Look forward, walk your feet back. Forearm plank. Let's do Sphinx. Drop the knees. Flatten the feet, hips come down, chest lifts. Hug the elbows under. I tuck mine in a little bit more. Shoulder blades on the upper back, right? So maybe you get just a subtle pulling back with the elbows to scoop the heart forward. Right, breathe. Inhale. Exhale, come on down. So we'll do that again. If you like, you can lift up a little higher. I'm sweaty. One more time, come on up. If you want to lift the elbows, feel free to do that. Still shoulders back and down as we lift the chest. Right, curl the tailbone under, hug the rib tips in, and can I use the bottom tips of the shoulder blades, right? So as the back body pushes forward, can I resist a little bit with the front? Right, can I resist a little bit with the front? Take one more, inhale, and lower down, exhale. Take a breath here to soften. We're coming back into our forearm plank pose. Elbows under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Pull the ribs in. So we start to round the spine, right? Tucking the tailbone, lift your knees. All right, fantastic. Bring the feet a little closer together. Float the right foot. Take an inhale. Exhale, try and touch your elbow to your arm. No, your knee to your arm. Your elbow, it's your leg elbow. Put your right foot down, pick your left foot up. Touch your left knee to your arm. Oh my gosh. And straighten it out. We're gonna do that 2 more times on each side. Forward, back, switching. 1 more time, right knee. Oh my gosh. Left knee. And down to your Sphinx pose. How's your breath? All the way down. Okay, I'm kind of sweaty. As I got here, I was like, oh, forgot a towel again. I do have paper towels, I suppose, if it comes to that, which it might. Okay. We're gonna forearm plank. One more time. All right. So we're gonna see if we can't take our dolphin pose just straight into down dog. Both elbows lifting at the same time. So tuck your toes. Round, right, round the spine, tuck the tail, lift the knees. Walk your feet in. Find dolphin, just get close. Press back, take a breath or two there. And then back your feet up to wherever you feel like down dog roughly is. Make sure your hands are shoulder distance. Look forward. Press into the palms, lift your elbows. Downward facing dog. Shoo! All right. Float the right leg, inhale. Exhale, step it forward, flip between the hands. Warrior 1. Rise up. Squaring the hips, right? So the outer left hip is drawn forward, while the inner thigh on the left leg reaches back. Get that action happening. Sitting into the front knee. Let's say bending into the front knee. Right? Imagine there's someone kind of hanging on your thigh, right? Pulling the thigh bone down towards the floor on the right side. Melt the shoulder blades away from the neck. Bring your hands to your heart, lengthening forward. All right, here we go. Into the warrior 3. So we're gonna keep the hands at the heart and do a little modified variation. Your hamstrings will determine. Slowly lower the shoulders and try and lift your left heel a little higher. So it's like we're pouring our warrior 3 forward. Try and balance. Obviously, it's fine if you lose your balance. Whoa, take 1 more breath here. Bend the right knee a little bit. Land the left foot like 2/3 of the way back. Bring your fingertips to the floor. Let your front leg soften, let the hip relax, take a moment. If you need blocks, this is a good time to add your blocks. All right. So what we want is the back heel down, both legs straight. A little space between the heels, front to back. Lift the chest, try and get your shoulders parallel to the floor. Parallel to your hips, square to the floor. Keep the belly lifting, right? Let's bring the hands straight out to the sides. So we're coming into the twist. Take an inhale, keep the legs strong. Exhale, turn to the right. So your right hand can come down on one of your blocks maybe, or on the floor, either inside or outside the front foot. Right, as you peel open, reach the right arm up. Can you use your left shoulder blade on the upper back to open the chest a little more? Right, stacking the shoulders, peeling open. Looking up, last breath, inhale. Bring the top head down, Exhale, soften. Whew. Relax your shoulders. Take a moment. I know that's a big pose. Bending the front knee, step the left foot back a bit, step your right foot back. Take a vinyasa. Maybe you rest. Maybe you go straight to down dog. I personally think the back bend is worth a minimal amount of effort anyway. All right, downward facing dog. Smooth out the breath. All right, let's send the left leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, pull the knee forward, step your foot between your hands. Back heel drops, warrior one. Not too long here, not too long. Again, the front hip lengthens back, right? Use the inner thigh on the back leg and reach it through the middle and back. Right here too, like there's someone pulling this leg back and pressing this leg down, right? And we get a little spread out, which, yeah, that's how this pose is. Belly engaged still, right? Kind of for all of this. Upper arms can maybe press back a bit, right? Can you keep the abs engaged? Draw the right side forward. Right hip, right ribs. Yes. Okay, hands to the heart. Don't overthink it, just come forward. Right, warrior three. Oops, there we go. Right, so keeping the belly engaged. Slowly. Pick a gazing point on the floor, it's very helpful. Start to lower the chest and lift the leg. Your right big toe. Right, just lift that to the ceiling. Maybe even the big toe mound. Right, breathe. Breathe. However much you can forward fold, just do that. And then let's slowly come out of it. Whoa. Bend your left knee a little bit. Land your right foot about 2/3 of the way back, hand sit. So probably your left leg needs a second. Mine does. Mine does. All right, so just let it soften. Use your hands to support your weight. Let your leg relax a little bit. Because we have more to do. So just take a second. All right, so the back heel comes down. The back toe's pointing well forward. And then you just want a little runway between the heels. Right side to side. Left hip back. Lift up, right? Hug the ribs in. You maybe have your hands on blocks. Right, heart goes forward. Lengthen the left hip back. Make that nice space on the side. Let's bring the arms out wide. Take an inhale. Exhale, turn to the left. So you can go inside out or outside, on a block or on the floor. Lengthen the hip back as you rotate the chest. Right, open the heart. Lengthen through the crown of the head in the same direction that your big toe is pointing. Right, open the chest. Is it possible to stack your shoulders? Left shoulder on top of right shoulder. And also breathe. Soften your face. Take one more breath. Firm those glutes. And then slowly, gently release the top hand down. Soften your shoulders. Give yourself a moment. When you're ready, step it back. Whew, right? You may find that the up dog or the cobra pose is really worth the effort. Opening the front of the hip is kind of nice after those big forward folds. Back to downward facing dog. Okay, so nice. Let's bring our feet forward to our hands. So from your down dog, or get into down dog if you're not already there. Stretch back. Inhale. Exhale. Step. Float feet to hands. Inhale. Halfway. Exhale. Fold in, bend. Katasana. Reach forward. Right, reach straight ahead, bend the knees. Right, sit deeply. Try and get your thighs parallel to the floor. Oh my goodness. Reach forward. Get active with the arms. Try and sit a little lower. We're gonna put our butts down. All the way down. Woo! Thank goodness, right? Okay. So from here, take a moment, wipe the sweat off your face. We're gonna play with a couple of different things actually, but I'm gonna turn actually to facing you. You could stay long ways on your mat, but all right, so one hand on either side. And this is where your blocks may come in handy, because some of you guys have different proportions than I do. For me, it's really easy to touch the floor. My arms are long, but you know, if the floor feels far and you know who you are, add your blocks, right? We're all different, so you just gotta accommodate, you know, our proportions. We didn't choose this. we didn't choose any of this. We're just grateful for the miracle that it like flourishes and allows our consciousness to exist and be taken around. Okay, so one hand on either side. I would recommend maybe being not back, but more like at the I would say just forward of the hip, really at the side of the thigh, upper thigh. All right, so we're gonna press down and see if we can just get a little preliminary. Pick your butt up off the floor. Pressing into your blocks, pressing into the floor, doesn't really matter. Just see if you can push down and get your butt up. Right, do that a couple of times. Try and squeeze the arms nice and straight. Lift the hips. It helps to get a little scoop back. So just, right, because you kind of lean the shoulders a little forward and the hips go a little bit back, just a hair, right? That helps to just leverage. The more upright you are, the heavier this is. If we can lean it a little forward, it takes some of this weight out of that equation, so it makes it a little bit easier. All right, so that's also what makes this next part a little bit more challenging. So we're gonna press into the floor or your blocks, lift the hips, and then try and pick your right foot up, right? Lift the chest up a little bit and just see. And then see if you can pick your left foot up, any amount, right? And put it back down and then bring your butt to the floor. I should have said put your right foot down, pick your left foot up. We are gonna try both feet, but I didn't mean for it to happen right in that moment. All right, so we're gonna do that again. Pick the left foot up first. Shoulders, a little shake, relax them down. By pressing into the hands, you know, of course, lots of abs. Press through both hands evenly, butt up. Now lift the chest, look up, pick your left foot up, or try. Right, pull your left foot down, pick your right foot up. Now, can you pick both feet up? Oh, that's so hard. We have a big quad muscle, this middle one, that's also a hip flexor. So if you feel like the middle, the top of your thigh, that makes a lot of sense. You may also feel where the front of your hip. Woo! Okay, we're gonna do that again and just see if we can't lean and kind of lean back and get our feet to come up. It's just for fun. It's good core work and good. It'll help strengthen your back too. So my quad is like, are you sure? Yeah, just come on. Just come on. You can do it. Just, you know. You start to discern what you need to listen to and what you don't need to listen to. Like my shoulder, I listen to. This, I'm like, come on. So, right, this I know I can just try again. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. All right, so first our butts come up, hips go back. Then maybe both feet lift the chest. Oh gosh, it's so hard. My butt is like barely off the floor in this quad again. So I bend my knee because it helps to just lengthen this out. All right, we're gonna try. Like that wasn't enough. We're just gonna try it one more way just for fun. Like it's all just for fun. None of this matters in the grand scheme of things, right? It's just for fun. Okay, so legs open, any amount. So again, we're gonna try to pick our butts up. Maybe the feet come up, maybe they don't. We'll just see how it goes. It's It's good for your abs, good for your back, good for your shoulders, your arms. Right, we'll try and keep out of the ears. So we tend to get a little hunched up, but we'll try. Try and keep breathing. Maybe with your blocks. Right, this does require a bit of leaning, so it doesn't matter which side you want to do first. One hand on either side. You'll need to lean a little bit, lift your butt, and then lean back and lift your legs. Woo. I honestly think this is easier. Switch. Switch it. Okay. One hand on either side. Lean a little forward. Press down to lift your butt up, and then lean back, lift your feet up. Oh, and we're down. We're not up for too long. Okay. Whew. Shake it out. Relax your shoulders. All right. We're going to do a quick upavishta. So you can keep your orientation. We're just going to open the legs out wide. Just do it so I'm facing you. This will help us with the next thing we're going to do. So maybe you feel a little bit your inner thighs. Let's give them a quick stretch. We're not going to stay here for super long because we're going to need our inner thighs to engage, but we're also going to need them to stretch a little bit so we can do the next thing. So quick stretch. We don't want to stay too long. Just feel that. All right, slowly, slowly. Come back up with the knees. Give them a little squeeze. All right, so here's the plan. We're going to roll, rock and roll forward and back a couple of times and see if we can plant our feet and stand up. You never know. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm getting some kind of message. Can you guys still see me? Thumbs up, yeah? Okay, I think somebody tried to log in, but then it didn't happen. Okay, so never mind, back, back, back. Okay, so now we will roll forward and back and try and stand ourselves. Okay, so roll and roll. Roll, and we're gonna try it one more time, get a little momentum. Let's lay our feet and stand up. It goes how it goes, like the rest of this. So let go of the stories. Okay, shake out your legs. So we're gonna stand. I'm just trying so you can see me. We're coming into Titivasana, which you guys know. So we're gonna take our couple minutes to kind of get in there, tuck in, snuggle in. Maybe you'll use your blocks under your hands, so have those handy. And let's take our time, but get into the arm balance Titivasana. So ribs between the thighs. Let the head hang down. And just take a moment, right? There's no rush. There's no rush. This actually is a nice stretch for your upper back. So start to snuggle in. Bring your left hand to your calf and just try and get your leg to come over as much of your arm and maybe even your shoulder as possible. It's so stretchy. Walk the foot in so you kind of pin yourself there. And then do the same thing on the other side. Push and try and tuck in behind your leg. Walk the feet in as close as they'll go. It'll keep you pinned back there. Push on your feet. All right, and it's like, ta-da. Okay. Squeeze yourself, try and straighten your legs, right? Squeeze yourself. All right, keep that. Plant your hands behind your feet on the floor or your blocks. Start to look forward. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Your knees will bend, your hips come down till your thighs hit your arms, and then you pick your feet up. Right? In Titivasana, squeeze yourself. Squeeze. I'm going to get a little closer so I can see you. Yay. That's it, you guys. Yes, Sheila? Nice. Okay, good. Good. Awesome, everyone. Tara, good. Fun. Okay. Whew. That's probably enough of that. So just take a moment. Shake it out. Backs of the hands on the floor. Whew. Stretch your wrists. Give yourself a breath or two. That was a lot of a lot of wristy things. Slow down the breath. I'm pretty sweaty. If you want, you can do that at angles too. I mean, really anywhere, it doesn't matter. I just feel like this is kind of the most effective, but you can really, it doesn't matter which direction your fingers are pointing, I'll just say that. But I also like to then go the other way, flip the palm down, and stretch the forearm on the other side. Right, and this is a useful angle to work at the wrist. Okay, check it out. I kind of want to go into our upside down practice, and then because we've done so many abs, we're going to use the back bends as more of a counter pose, as opposed to like trying to do our biggest back bend. So let's have a little bit of upside down time. Goodness knows your shoulders are warm. Whichever one suits you as usual. You could do pincha, you could do handstand, headstand, whatever you have space to do. If you need a break, of course, just relax, do the Vritta Karani, lie down, put your legs up. It's like an inversion without the work, right? So do what makes sense for you. We won't spend a ton of time, but we'll at least give it a couple of minutes. So you have some time to get upside down and then maybe switch your legs and kick up with the other leg. Or if you're holding your headstand for a while, you can do maybe a leg variation too. All right, so I know my arms, my shoulders are a little tired, but it's a good time to build your muscular strength and endurance, you know. Really, at this point, it's endurance. Like, can you still keep drawing strength even as you start to get tired? All right. Check in with your breath, wherever you are, right? Notice your breath. Make sure you're not holding. Especially if you're really concentrating, it's easy to lose your breath. But a little bit longer. So if you are kicking up, I highly recommend switching legs and kicking up with the other leg. Maybe trying with both legs. Yeah, it's good for your brain. Oops, too much. It's good for your brain to organize the other side of your body. All right, one more. Because I didn't like that last one I just did. This way. Oops. Darn it. I was trying to go slow. Oof. All right. If you are still upside down, is anybody? Come on down. I don't think I can actually see everyone either. So if you're upside down, come down. And if you were doing headstand, please do child's pose for a couple breaths. Right, just allow your neck to decompress. It's not designed to hold your body weight, so we just want to honor that. Honor that it's doing something outside its scope, and give it a moment. Okay, so on that note, let's lie on our backs. We got a bridge pose coming our way. And if you're feeling like, whew, I'm kind of tired, maybe you use one of your blocks and do a supported bridge. I think all of you guys know how to do that. And if you're a person that's watching this at a later time and you don't know, right, when you lie on the floor, feel the part of your hips that's touching the floor. Like what feels really heavy on the floor? That's where you want the block to go, right under that heavy part. You know, just slide it under there at any height, right, and that feels great. If you're up for a little bit more active, then let's do that. But we'll definitely start in bridge and maybe stay in bridge, so you just see how you feel. All right, so knees bent, feet flat, lift your hips. Oh, my God, I already feel this stretch here. Interlace as you're ready. Snuggle the arms, the shoulders under. Oh. Peeling the chest open, press into your feet and lengthen. Oh my goodness. The sternum towards your chin. How is your breath? Lengthen your tailbone towards your knees and press the inseams of the feet down. Try not to let the knees split. And slowly roll it down. Feel free to come down on top of your arms or move your arms out of the way, whatever you like. Whew. Take a moment, see how you feel. It's pretty good. If that was good and you're like, yes, that was perfect, just what I needed, let's do one more just like that, but switch the interlace and put the other finger on top. I personally want to get a little bit more of a stretch. So I'm going to come up into Urbanadurasana, but that doesn't mean you have to do that. If you want to, if you have the juice, if your body wants you to, really check in with your body, go for it. You know, just take your time. So either bridge or Urba. If you're doing bridge, both of us will lift our hips, right? Bridge pose, you'll interlace. Urba, you're going to plant the hands by your ears. Oh. Just come on into that stretch. Make sure you're breathing. Soften your face. Slowly come on down as you're ready. Oh, that's nice. Okay. See how you feel? We got one more. Maybe now you're like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. Slide the block under. Do the last round with the block. If you're like, Urbanadurasana, let's do Urbanadurasana. That's what I'm going to do. But that doesn't mean you have to. Again, you know, do what makes sense for your body. Maybe regular bridge. Maybe you grab your ankles in the bridge pose. All right, last round. Let's come on up. In all cases, right, try and even out the work in the spine. Smooth out your breath. Right, and press evenly through the feet. Lengthen through the tailbone. Oh, if you need to come down, we'll come down. And hug the knees in. If you're on the block, take your time. Let your feet to come off the block. Slide it out. Hips back down on the floor, and then you can join us hugging your knees in. Oh, that's good. Okay. We're going to easy twist right here if you like. Cross your legs. So we're twisting to the left. We'll bring the right leg on top of the left. And over. Oh, easy twist. Breathe and soften. Smooth out the breath. Back bends can be pretty invigorating, right? So just notice your heart rate and how quickly your breath is moving. See if you can slow it down. Consider uncrossing to come back up through center. Just easier on the low back. Recross the other way. And let's take the legs over to the right. Feel the left arm open. Turning the head to the left any amount. Soften. That was fun. All right, it's going to be all kind of stretchy now, guys. So unravel the legs, come back up to center. Yeah, okay, we have time, right? Let's sit. We're not going to stand up this time, so just roll forward and back and sit. Let's do Dandasana, and we'll stretch our hips. Okay. So legs out front, we'll stretch our hamstrings. But we've done a bit of that already, but it's always nice to do after that. So legs long, sit up tall, bend the knees if you need to, but flex your feet if you can. And let's reach up, inhale, exhale, coming forward. So stretchy. Inhale, lift up halfway, spread the collarbones, try and make some space across the chest, and then keep the space as you go forward. So even though this is 100% not a back bend, we're still trying to get that same shoulder blades kind of moving the heart through, right? The bottom tips of the shoulder blades, encouraging the heart forward. I know this late in practice, you want everything to kind of not have effort, but after this, it won't. Right, so just this last little bit, the heart going forward, the shoulders away from the ears. Oh my goodness. All right, inhale, we'll halfway lift, and exhale, the rest of the way lift. Okay, so if you're up for getting into kind of a big hip stretch, we'll do single pigeon. If you're like, ooh, my knee, my hip, my whatever doesn't like that, no worries. Thread the needle, or you probably know what does work for you, go ahead and do that. But maybe single pigeon. Just back up a little bit. So the shin at the top of the mat does not have to be straight across. Feel free to let that heel draw back a bit. There is a nice hip flexor / quad stretch. I feel my quad. This is the side. I'm just gonna, you don't have to do this, but I'm gonna do it just for a second to stretch my quad out. Maybe yours needed to lean forward. It'll keep it out of your low back, but it'll still stretch this guy, right? So you're not getting as much the hip flexor, but you'll get the front of your thigh, which is exactly what I need right now. And if you lean forward, you won't feel it in your low back. If you think this is a crazy idea, you don't have to do it at all. Oh, that's better. Okay, I'm gonna release that now. Like my thigh earlier was kind of mad at me. Okay, let's come forward. Into the fold. Any amount. Here too, right? It's 100% up to you to decide how much stretch your body needs. Only you know what's going on in there. Right, so especially as we get into these quieter poses, the mind can really start to like have some fun. So see if you can, again, just notice the thoughts for what they are. They're just thoughts. And you can think of them as tools that may or may not be useful. There are a lot of tools in the world. Like, think about that. How many? There's hundreds, thousands probably. How many of them are useful in any given situation, right? Just often a very specific tool. So we have lots of thoughts. Most of them are not helpful, not useful tools at all. So, you know, again, as we're here, we're just going to observe the things that the mind kind of throws our way. And just breathe. Just watch the dance, right? You're never going to turn your thoughts off. They're not going to stop. But you can decide, right, if you want to pay attention to them or not. All right, we'll take a few more breaths here. Let's call it 5. Let's call it 7 more breaths. 7 more breaths. If you can, in and out through the nose. Ujjayi breath, a couple more. All right, last breath. Take your time coming out. If you like down dog from your pigeon pose, go for it. Oh, see how you feel today. Maybe today you don't want to. Maybe today. Other side. Bring the opposite shin forward. You may need to position the front shin differently on this side. All right, I'm going to do the quad stretch here too, just because why not? Even though this side didn't feel that same crampy feeling that the first side did. So the forward lean will keep it out of your lower back for the most part. So just see how that feels. This does feel good. All right, and then when you're ready, and maybe you're already there, let the back foot go. Make sure you're nice and square to the floor. The front of the back thigh is just facing straight down. And come on in. Prop the front thigh as much as you need to. The propping is so you can be here. You know, we're here for a couple of minutes. And if, you know, your hip is kind of hanging in gravity, it's going to get really intense. It's going to be really hard to relax. Long breaths. We're still trying to breathe in and out through the nose, right? We're still doing that. Still Ujjayi breath even. Just longer breath. Longer breath. Longer, steady. And then we just learn how to use the breath. Like we feel a similar, like, when we're out in the world, and we can come back right back to this breath. So useful all the time. My youngest daughter is really teaching me the value of the breath. She's going to make me a better person. She's going to make me a better person. A better yogi. A little bit longer. Smooth, steady breath. Last couple breaths here. Really softening, really letting go, giving into the stretch. All right. Take your time. There's no need to rush. Oh my goodness. Maybe you do down dog, maybe you don't. It's totally up to you. It is definitely not required. And you know, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. It's just relax your hip. And as you may be able to guess, it is lying down time. It is Shavasana time. So maybe you use a prop or two, maybe you don't. Again, more things that are up to you, right? So feel free. Consider hugging the knees in, and maybe doing a happy baby. Right, gentle rocking side to side, kicking out through the heels. Whatever will help you really relax and rest in Shavasana. So we'll have a few minutes here. Maybe, oh, the big lights went out just in time for Shavasana. Feel free to add a blanket or a prop as you like, or not. Right, take up as much space as you need to. There's no reason why you have to keep your legs super closed, so your arms right tucked into your sides if it's more comfortable to have space between your feet, to have your arms a little out. Right, in yin, it's pentacle, so you're kind of doing like this star type position. So, you know, take up space. Or don't. It's your Shavasana. Still the breath. You could have taken that two ways, actually. And I just meant your attention is still on your breath. But also a nice, calm, steady breath. Yeah. We'll rest here in Shavasana. A couple more minutes. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Gently wiggling your fingers and toes. If you like, stretch it out, reach the arms overhead, stretch your legs. And then we'll hug the knees, give them a squeeze, rock a little bit side to side. Nice. And then all the way over onto your right side. You can pause here. Just enjoying Shavasana. All right. Go slowly, take your time, come up to sit. And as we come back to seated, let's close the eyes. And just take a moment to check in, to notice, to see how you feel, appreciate the effects of your practice. What's different? All right, what's shifted from when you came onto your mat earlier today? Bringing your hands to press at your heart, snuggle the thumbs into the sternum. Take an inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, bowing the chin. Grateful as always for this beautiful practice. Grateful for all the goodness it brings to our lives. Grateful for this beautiful community, our Sangha. Anything else? What are you grateful for? Just to add that to the list. Chance to add some joy to your day. Sweetness. Thank you for practice, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Namaste. Namaste, you guys. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. My lights turned off.
Thank you, Christine.
You're welcome. Good to see you, Sheila.
That was good.
Barb, right on. Thank you. Yeah, fun. I get myself sweaty.
Yep.
You can see my hair. It's all sweaty. Oh my gosh. Nice to see all your faces. Hello to who's over there? Terry, Rachel. Hi, guys.
Hi,
Sarah,
thank
it's funny,
you.
it says that you're, oh no, you're muted. That's what it is. All right, you're welcome. Thank you, guys.
That was awesome.
Feel free to come to the park next Sunday. I'm going to give it a whirl and see. You know, if it's just brutally hot, then we won't do that again. But I'm going to try it. Hi, Terry. So
Thanks, Christine.
LaMarche and Edwanda. Yeah. You're welcome.
Are you trying that on Tuesday?
We'll try it on Tuesday. I'm going to try it on Sunday too, so I have an idea of the 10:30 to 12 time and see how that goes. But yeah, I'll do it Tuesday, sure. Why not? It'll be fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll try and get out.
Bye.
Okay.
I'll think about it.
Okay. Consider.
Consider it deep. Bye.
Bye. All right. Bye, you guys.